All right, so we got a great guest here. Number 1 pick, 4th overall, Will Campbell. Will, welcome to the Patriots. I know you've been through the car wash, so I know it's been a long day, so we're not going to keep you too long, but we appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm super excited to be here. It's an honor to represent this organization, and I just can't wait for the future.
So it's Mike, it's Evan, it's Paul, I'm Fred.
Yes,
we're in-house, so you're safe here. Don't worry about it.
This is a safe space.
Yeah.
No doubt.
You were, we have what we call BTT guys.
Okay.
Would you happen to know what that is?
I don't.
That's a bang the table guy. So when we were banging the table for Will Campbell before the draft.
Well, I'd like to hear that.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear
we,
that.
we were all sold on you being our left tackle, so we're excited about that. So
Yeah.
guys,
Well,
jump in.
I mean, I got to jump in, Will. We watched you last night, right after you were selected. We watched you walk to the stage, and you were interviewed briefly, and you got emotional. I think we felt the emotion there for you. I mean, just now you have a little bit of time away from that. What was last night like for you? What a whirlwind it all was.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. I put a lot of work into last night, and for me to be able to hear my name and hear my name called early, and be able to represent this organization, with the history that's behind this place, the championships, be able to play for Coach Vrabel. It's everything I could have asked for to be in this best position possible, and I'm just super excited to get to work. Meet my new teammates, meet all of them, build that relationship with not only them but the coaches, and just get back to playing ball.
So I'm trying to wrap my head around Will Campbell. How do you describe your play style? I'm violent, nasty, you're a really physical player, and this calm, measured, sort of way that you answer the questions, and you're really thoughtful and just even-keeled. How do you mix those two things on and off the field? It seems like your personalities are very different.
You didn't see that switch under his armpit?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's something my dad always talked about. You got to be able to flip the switch, be the cool, calm, collected guy off the field, but whenever it's time to go, they need to see a different you, and that's just what I try to do. I try to be the guy, that's just a normal dude off the field. I'm just like everybody else. I want to, be able to interact with people. I want people to, know that I'm personable. I can really conversate with whoever it might be, and but on the field, it's time to go, and that's just kind of the mentality.
I'm gonna try that, Freddie. I'm always ranting Raven.
Paul goes from 0 to hot.
0 to hot like that. Yeah.
We've heard the story now a million times about you putting Vrabel on his butt during the workout, which I love. But I remember watching your tape against Texas A&M, and you took Nick Scorton and you torqued him right out of the gap. He's 260 pounds, right? So when I heard that story about Vrabel, I thought of that block. But is there any other blocks that stand out to you in your career at LSU that are some of your favorites, or highlight reels, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I had a couple good ones. I don't really remember, each of them specifically.
Yes, you do.
Not enough, but LSU was everything I could have ever asked for, in a university. I try to represent it in the best way possible, and I'm just super thankful for everything that they did for me and my family, my 3 years there, and, even though I'm a long way from Louisiana, I'm going to still represent the right way.
Yeah. Forget about football for a second. I want to talk about this sporting goods store that you've been in your family for a long time. How cool was that growing up? Do you just walk in and say, I need a new baseball glove? And, because my father owned a hardware store, so all I could get was paint. So.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, whenever I would go in, and I'd be like, Mom, I need new shoes. She'd be like, that's not how it works. That's how it's working today. I need new ones. And she would usually take care of me. But yeah, it was definitely pretty cool. My grandpa started that. I think he had probably about 7 or 8 stores. Now it's down to 1 right down the street from my high school, probably about 3 or 4 minute drive from my house. My mom, a few other people have been working there for a long time, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is. I think that would just be cool. And you get a lot of friends too. Hey, well, can you help me out?
Yeah. All the drama goes on in there.
Yeah.
You hear everything in there.
Yeah.
The high school stuff, I wanted to ask you about Andrew Whitworth. I think he went to the same high school?
No, we went to rival high schools.
Okay, rival high schools.
Yes.
But he was someone you really looked up to, being from your area?
Yeah, no doubt. I think, whenever you're a young, aspiring offensive lineman and, you want to be the best, you look at guys like him and Cam Robinson. Even though they went to the rival high school that I don't really care for too much, I'd probably say some vulgar words about him if we weren't on air.
It's all right.
But, yeah, I mean, they did it the right way. They went about their business from a young age in high school to college, even though Cam went to Alabama. But, you know, whenever you look at guys like that, they've been successful at every level that they played at. They've also been great in the community, and that's something that I wanted to do, so I really looked up to both of those guys.
Will, you were asked about working with Duke Manyweather this offseason. Everybody that doesn't know, he's a very well-known offensive line guru, trainer. Just what have you guys been working on to get ready for your rookie season?
Yeah, I mean, really just everything. You know, he's the best. I think, you know, this past season, he had 8 or 9 Pro Bowlers that, you know, he trained specifically. So that's something that I want to be a part of. Any way that, you know, he can critique my game and help me put the best product on the field is something that I'm interested in every offseason. So I've really enjoyed the time that I've spent with him so far. He's taught me a lot, just, you know, expanding my game in every aspect, and it's something I continue to look forward to.
I have a quick question for you, you know, kind of off the beaten path. We live here in New England. We have Boston College, but we don't really have what you guys have in terms of college football. You're in the SEC, which is the NFL of college football. What's the best venue, besides LSU? What's the best venue if I wanted to see if I could go down and take a trip to watch a major college football game, which I've never really done? What would you recommend?
Really, honestly, you know, every venue in the SEC except maybe 2 or 3 are, you know.
Okay, Vanderbilt's out.
I'm not going to say any names. But, I mean, like, I played at some really cool places. The most underrated one, I feel like, in my opinion, was Auburn at Jordan-Hare.
Yeah.
That's a pretty electric environment. Florida has a great environment. Texas A&M. I never played at Tennessee, but I kind of figured that Tennessee's probably number 2 right behind us, and then Kyle Field, and then probably Bryant-Denny.
Cool.
So really anywhere.
A lot to choose from.
Yeah.
How much did you feed off that environment? There's so many clips that I've seen of you leading the Tigers out of the locker room, you know, out of the eye black on, you know, going into battle. It just seemed like that really, you were in your element in those moments.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, if you can run out in front of, you know, that many people and not get some chills on your spine, you're not a human being.
That's what it's all about.
And,
right?
you know, every, you know, Saturday we just want to represent the state in the best way that we possibly can. And, you know, just go out there and put the best product on the field. But, yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You know, playing in the SEC is everything I could have asked for.
So are you going right home after this? You going out to dinner tonight? Like, what's the plan?
Yeah, we're actually staying here tonight. I can't remember the name of the restaurant. It's right here in Patriots Place. I'm going to go eat at it.
If it's Davio's, they make good steak.
That's where I actually went there on my 30 visit. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
Went there on my 30 visit. They tried to get me to try clam chowder. I didn't do it.
Oh, it's good. You should.
We'll see.
Have you had lobster?
Yeah, I like lobster.
You like lobster?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Oysters?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right.
But whenever, you know, Vrabel and them came down, I put them on some real char-grilled oysters.
There you go.
They had
Yeah.
the butter, the cheese, all that.
Oh,
yeah.
you're making me hungry. All right. Well, listen. Well, I know it's been a long day. We really appreciate you coming in, and we're really excited about you being a Patriot.
Yes, sir. I'm super excited. Thank
All
you all.
right. Welcome.
Yeah,
Congrats.
no doubt.
Thanks, Will.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
all.
you too.